Hi gems, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're an old subscriber, welcome back. Hi guys, welcome to yet another murder mystery video here on my channel. In today's murder mystery, I'll be telling you about a elderly couple set on fire in the east bank of Essequibo. So if you're interested in watching at that story, please keep on watching. Tell me, why did they have to kill those two old people? What did they do to deserve such a tragic end? Imagine feeling all of your skin on fire and screaming to the top of your lungs because it was so hot and you did not want to die. Now sadly, this is a tragic end of an elderly couple on the east bank of Essequibo. This is how their lives ended, sadly. Names of the elderly couple were Munir, he was 75 years old, and Bibi Jamila Munir, she was 69 years old when this tragic incident occurred. Their village people described them as helpful, religious, and kind-hearted individuals. Now, the elderly couple perished on the 17th of April 2016 in their top flat of their home. This is where their story would come to a tragic end and they would die in the most unthinkable way ever. Now, the couple's life ended when they found themselves trapped in the heavily grilled two-story flat of their home. They were stuck on the second floor in this heavily grilled house with no way of escaping. So they perished in this fire that took place in their home. Now it is believed after investigations were done that this fire started in the upper flat of their home and it spread throughout the home within minutes, and there was nothing that could be done to save the couple. It is said that one of the suspects lived at the back of the Munirs and he would have told another acquaintance of his that he believed that the Munirs had $20 million in cash in their home. After he would have told his acquaintance this, a deportee was then informed about, the Munirs have $20 million in their home. So after he would have told the accomplice that, they then told a deportee who with his help, I'm believing, developed a 6-member gang. And in this gang, there was a lookout and also a driver. And they schemed their plan to rob the Munirs of their $20 million in cash. Here's what police investigators think that took place at that time. Now, upon entering the Munir household, the bandits would have searched for valuables. They would have been searching up and down the house, and it is believed that this searching of valuables is what woke the Munir couple up, and they were alerted that people were in their house. Bandits tried, or they attempted to make their way into the Munir bedroom where the couple were sleeping but had woken up. Unfortunately, they could not get into this bedroom because of this special security feature that they would have built into their bedroom. So the bandits, they were not able to make their way into that bedroom. I read somewhere that I think they had 3 bedrooms in the top flat and each room had an adjoining door. So you go into one bedroom and you could get into the other from inside of the bedroom, as well as there was a door outside, the normal place where the door is. However, to get into the Munir's bedroom, yes, probably there was a adjoining door with an adjoining room. However, they had some kind of special feature that allowed, I'm guessing, someone could not easily get in, or you had to let them in from the master bedroom for them to get or gain access into that room. So the bandits could not get in. Unable to gain access to the master bedroom, I'm thinking that it's the master bedroom that the couple would have been sleeping in. Unable to get into there, the bandits, this infuriated them, and one of the bandits is said to have lit a sofa in the top flat of the Munir home and then threw a gas bottle in it. Now, after they would have fled the scene, it was heard that a big explosion took place. So I'm figuring that once they made good their escape, this gas bottle, I don't think they might have been so stupid enough to put the gas bottle right onto the sofa that they would light, because that would caused them as well to be blown to pieces. So probably they put it next to the sofa, I'm not sure. You guys can check this story out if you wish. But after they made good their escape, an explosion was heard. It is believed that around 11 p.m. or thereabout or after, that an unidentified group of men who were armed entered the Munir household. Now I'm not sure how they would have gained access, because it said that the place was heavily grilled. In some newspaper articles I read that probably they might have had access through somebody knowing how to get into the household, or they probably were given keys. We don't know. There were speculations about that. Nonetheless, they entered the Munir household and they started looking for God knows what in the people's house. They started searching for the $20 million that they thought was in there. It's also believed that sometime while this robbery was happening, gunshots were fired. I'm not sure how many gunshots were heard, but eyewitnesses to this incident said or claimed that they heard gunshots. A neighbor heard these gunshots and decided to peep out the window. You know, whenever things like this are happening, people don't, open their front door, but they would peep through their window to see what's going on or get to somewhere safe where they can have a look. Now this neighbor said that they would have peeped through their window, and then is when they would have seen smoke and eventually fire that spread rapidly throughout the household, so they could see that from their window. This neighbor also said that he could hear the Munir screaming for help as the fire got even more bad. So while the bandits would have thrown this gas bottle into the sofa next to it, I don't know, I wasn't there, this neighbor decided to look through the window, probably after hearing the so-called gunshots, and decided to take a look at what was happening, and they saw that the Munir household was on fire and they could hear this elderly couple just screaming for help. So imagine if you were there, what kind of thing is taking place for you to see a home on fire and know two elderly people living there and then just hearing them screaming. I can't imagine what must have went on in those two people's minds, as this house was practically in flames and they had nowhere to go or no way of getting out. All indications suggested that these two people were trapped inside of their house, inside of their room, with no way of escaping. Reports indicated that the blaze had started, like I said, on the top flat, and eyewitnesses said that within minutes of them hearing this explosion and the gunshots, that this top flat became engulfed in flames within minutes. Persons who had gathered at the scene said that they stood helplessly on the road, not knowing what to do because of how heavily grilled this place was, or this house was. So yes, you can't blame the people. They have a business. We know what goes on in Guyana with crime and so on. So I'm thinking that their home was heavily grilled because they did not want any intrusions. But look, I am still thinking, how is it that these people got into these people's house? If it's so heavily grilled and nobody was able to get into it, how then did the bandits get into the house? As we go on into the story, you would hear that the flames ravished through the house, and eventually you would hear no more screams from the couple. The screams of the couple, it began to fade. So people were standing helplessly on the road, not knowing what to do, how to save these two old people, and their house is just going more and more in flames. Remember that I said, or I have been saying, that eyewitnesses and neighbors allegedly they heard gunshots. Now the official post-mortem report would reveal that the couple did not die of gunshots, but instead they died of being severely burned to their body. So I'm thinking probably people did hear gunshots, but the bandits, they probably fire gunshots to make the couple scared and probably make them want to come out of their room. I don't know. Probably that would have been the reason, or probably neighbor might have fired 2 shots in the air to scare the bandits in a bid to help the 2 elderly people. I don't know. I am thinking, if you're already in the house, you can't get access into the bedroom, why are you firing shots? I don't know. probably it's either one of those things that I might have said made the eyewitnesses think that they would have heard gunshots. Close family, friends, and eyewitnesses said in official reports that Mrs. Munir would have called on Sunday, that fatal night, to let neighbors and I guess family know that bandits were in the house. So she did make a call to alert people as to what was going on or what was happening, which I think was a smart thing to do. It's just that probably, nobody could get to them because people probably were afraid. I don't know, people probably could have, I am thinking, why is it that nobody took a ladder and, tried to, these power tools to solve the grill? I don't know. People were probably afraid and thinking that the bandits were still in the house. I'm not sure. Why is it nobody took a ladder and took a power tool, a power saw or something and tried to solve this grill? I don't know. Additionally, reports would indicate that eyewitnesses said that they heard the couple screaming bandits, bandits, even before this house was engulfed in flames. So even before they saw smoke or this neighbor had seen the smoke and the fire, other eyewitnesses said that they were hearing the screams of bandit, bandit. But you remember now, not everybody will want to look outside of their window in the event that, other bandits are outside looking to see who is looking to shoot you. So people probably, took their own precautions. Another eyewitness said that while the couple were heard shouting bandit, bandit, one eyewitness said that they saw at least two persons on the Munir veranda just before this explosion happened. So a range of things are happening. One person said they heard gunshots and then they saw the smoke and the fire. Another person said that they could hear the screams of the people, and then yet another account is saying that, okay, I saw two people on the veranda while this thing was taking place. So I'm guessing it's reports from all around the neighborhood, what people saw, the investigators were putting together. Now this same neighbor that said she saw these two persons on the Munir veranda said that she heard that the Munirs would have contacted a businessman who was also their neighbor, alerting him as to what was taking place and that bandits were invading their home. So that's yet another account from this eyewitness. It was after this that this neighbor, after she had seen these two people on the veranda, she saw this house go up into flames. So that's the account of this one person. They saw these two persons on the veranda, even as the couple were screaming, and then suddenly you saw this home go into flames, just like that. I'm thinking that this neighbor, she knew a lot of the tea. She got the thing from start to finish, because she said that she thinks that she knew from then that it was in the bedroom that the couple was trapped in, because the window, like all other parts of the house, was grilled up. I'm not sure how she knew from that. She probably knew where the couple had their bedroom, so from her account she said she knew that it was in their room that they were trapped in. Eyewitnesses said that if they could have gotten the grill work down from the window, they could have saved the two elderly people. However, it was difficult for them to get the grill work down, so nobody could do anything because of how heavily grilled this place was. Other witnesses or other people who were at the scene, or people giving their own piece of this story, said that if the couple could have gotten into their hallway, that they could have made it out. But I read in the newspaper that the hallway is where the entire thing happened, so it was impossible for them to get there because that would have had the most flames and the most smoke by then. So even if they did get into the hallway, they would have died of carbon monoxide poisoning, so it didn't make sense for them to do that. So it wouldn't have made sense if they had gotten into the hallway, unless they had something that could have prevented them from inhaling the smoke or even being burned. Because even if they did make it and had something to protect them from the smoke, the fact that there is so much heat and fire in that room, it would have burned their skin and they eventually would have not made it. So it's horrific all around when you think about it. It was like they're in this trap that they can't get out of. Everywhere they turn is a trap. There's no way for them to escape. A man believed to be a member, family member, close relative of the Munirs, he entered the yard and he began screaming for the couple, just to see if they were alive, to find out what is the position with them upstairs in that house. He started calling for them, and it was while he was in the yard that he did hear screams from the couple. So they were probably yelling for help or telling them, how hot the place is and they can't breathe and stuff like that. That is what I am imagining might have been some of the things that the couple would have said to these people who were gathered outside of their home. It was then that this young man entered the yard and he was hearing these screams, that he was probably communicating with them, and Mr. Munir would fling, we like to say fling, but he would throw some keys to his tractors downstairs, and he told the people there to drive out one of his tractors out of the yard. And why he would have said this is because he had the idea. Now imagine you're going through all of this fire upstairs and you're still having, that amount of stability and calmness to think of an idea. He told them to drive out one of the tractors and to take it to pry the grill from the window in an attempt to get them out of the room. So Mr. Munir advised them to do that. A neighbor did manage to get one of the tractors out of the yard. However, they could not get the grill to come off the window because of how well grilled this place was. So even that idea, in my opinion, was brilliant. They could not get it off of the window because of how well this grill work had been done. So imagine it's like you're living in a trap and you're also setting a trap so that people can't come in to your trap. So it's something like that. Imagine that, just to protect your life and your valuables, you have to live like that. The young man even suggested using a chain to attach it to the tractor in an attempt to pull the entire thing away from the home. However, this proved futile and the house began to become more engulfed in flames and it was spreading faster. After this, a witness would say that Mr. Munir told everyone outside that his wife was not breathing anymore, and they said after this, a little while after that, they didn't hear anything from him as well. His voice started to fade, so they suspected that he too was not breathing. In a turn, in this case, I would say like some kind of closure, in 2016 December, 4 men would be charged with the murder of Mr. and Mrs. Munir, because it is murder. They would have been charged, and this is how they would be charged. Now they went by the names of, and I'm not joking, they went by the names of Smelly, Coulibaly, Milo, and we'll call the other guy JB. So they had these weird names. JB would eventually be caught in another crime. Would you believe it? After doing such a heinous act, you get yourself into another crime and the police catch you, and then this is how it all ends for you, right? So he would be caught in another crime, and I'll explain that just now. So Smelly, Milo, Coulibaly, and JB in 2016 of December would appear before Georgetown Magistrates Court, where they were remanded until the 12th of January 2017, where the case will be transferred to the Chief Magistrate. Now the case got its major breakthrough, like I would have said, when Smelly, not JB like I would have mentioned, when Smelly was nabbed following a high-speed chase by police following a brazen daylight robbery of an accountant of the Tower Hotel that very December. So here he is, just months after he would have committed this heinous act. He found himself in a high-speed chase with the police, and they nabbed him for allegedly or attempting to robbing this accountant of Tower Hotel. So this is when they caught Smelly, and he would give everything up to the police, because I'm figuring that the police did actually find evidence to suggest that he was a part of this crime. So when they caught him, they put the heat on him, and he eventually confessed to what they did on that fatal night in April of 2016. So he confessed and he named the suspects, the other suspects, and they all were charged with the arson of the elderly couple. And that was the end of today's murder mystery, guys. Thank you for once again joining me for another murder mystery case. It's so sad how those two old people died, but it happened, and I just wanted to bring that to light. I'm sure they might have been good people that family members loved and cared about. It's just sad the way that their lives ended after working so hard. You're thinking about retiring and just, living off of all that you have worked so hard for. So this day, I'm still wondering, how is it that these people got into these old people's house? If it was so heavily grilled, you could not get in to save them. How is it that the bandits got in? And I think that they probably jumped the veranda to get out, but how is it that they got in if this place was so heavily grilled? So let me know what you think in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, put on your notification bell so that you will see when I post next. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.